The modernized F-111s are here. Let's take a look before we go to the other aircraft. But yeah guys, F-111F and the F-111C are here. Let's take a quick look on the aircraft and what they are capable of doing. I gotta say, a little bit underwhelming in one thing. The amount of weapons that you can take. It's not a big number. It really isn't. But apart from that, it's supposed to be a very, very competitive aircraft. Okay, so first things first, of course, what are the differences? Of course, a radar would be different. I mean, although in the game, it might be the same. Let me check. No, it's a different radar as well. So yeah, a different radar and especially different engines. These are strong engines, boys. These are very, very strong engines. They can produce a lot of power, around 30 to 35% more power than the original F-111 ones. So yeah, this is going to be the main difference, the performance of it. The wings are redesigned, the fuselage is redesigned a bit, the radar is different, the aircraft itself is the same but heavily modernized. And of course, the cherry on top is the weapon systems. So Pave Tech is here, huge system. As you see, it's just a huge system. If you go here, you can take a look better. Look at the size of that thing, boys. Like, holy mother. It's huge. But yeah. And then on the air-to-ground capability, you have many differences. Well, I mean, the bombs are still here. The normal bombs, you know, 750 pound. The Snake Eyes, of course. The normal 82s. They're all here. Okay. Some field tanks, some heavier bombs with the Mark 84s. So the normal stuff. But then we have the differences. First of all, AIM-9L. So now you can actually use the AIM-9L instead of the AIM-9B, right? Which makes sense for the BR that this thing has, which is pretty cool. You can even take 6 of them and a cannon, which means that the aircraft will be a very good fighter. But the main thing is on the ground roll, right? In the middle, it cannot take too many things unless you are using just, you know, non-guided stuff. But yeah, with the Pave Tech, you can guide some very interesting things. Of course, normal GBUs. You have the GBU-12, Mark 82, right? We have the GBU-10, which is a Mark 83, I think, and the GBU-24, which is the Mark 84, right? So very good. Of course, we have the GBU-15 as well. You can check them out. GBU-15. You have the bombs over here. The GBU-24, GBU-10 with the, I think it's the Mark, is it the Mark 80? Are they the same bomb with the, oh no, the GBU-24 is the modernized one? Yeah, I think that's it, right? I might be completely, I don't know, but still, big bombs, okay, big bombs. GBU-12s, the Mark 84s, of course the Maverick AGM-65G, you can take the AGM-65D, but as you can see, you are kind of limited on the number. You know, apart from being able to carry 6 of these AGMs, you are pretty much limited on the amount of bombs and stuff you can take. For example, here, depending on the stuff, if you take the 6 Maverick Ds, for example, you cannot take these AIM-9, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. Let me change it. Yeah, you have to take off the AIM-9, right? So it is, I don't know if it's work in progress, but it is an aircraft that, although pretty cool, it doesn't have a lot to offer in the terms of amount of weapons. It can take a lot of fuel. You don't need this much. It doesn't have a lot of flares as well you have to worry about. But don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's a bad aircraft. It's just an aircraft that I was expecting to be able to carry more stuff in the numbers. You know, it carries very modern stuff and it will be very capable because of that. But you only have a few chances of hitting the targets that you want, right? But I guess the main objective still is going to be using this thing as an ARB bomber, right? I mean, interdictors are great at that. The air-to-ground rolls, in this terms of being precise, they're not the greatest thing ever, you know. But before we test the performance out of it, I really want to test these TV systems and stuff. Of course, we have the MAL system, which is pretty good. Bomb bay closed. This is weird. This is really weird. Okay, but we have the bomb here. Very good zoom. First generation, I think, thermals. I missed the bomb. I don't know how, but I did. So yeah, let me check one thing. That thing opens up when I click to open and close the bomb bay. Kind of weird, but yeah, very weird TV system, the PaveTech, right? Of course, we can have the Mavericks. It needs to open the thing, right? Bomb away. And yeah, it can hit the targets. So it is pretty fun on that regard. It is an aircraft that has the capabilities, but nothing like a crazy amount of guided bombs and stuff like that. And of course, with the PaveTech, you don't even take a cannon, right? So yeah, but look at the speed on this thing. It is pretty fast, and you can feel it that it's faster than what you are used to with the A variant. It really is faster, you know, it accelerates faster. It just feels a lot more nimble because of that, for some reason. It's not more nimble, it's basically the same, but I mean, look at that, Mach 1.2, and it's just going, right? A test that we can do is fully fill this aircraft with bombs and try to accelerate to see how much faster you can go, because the A's, they are pretty limited on that amount, right? Let me create one here, hold up. So now we are filled with bombs, so let's check it out how much faster we can go. This isn't the most modern engine they use on the F. The most modern one is the P109, this is the P100. But yeah, it's pretty much the initial F-111F basically, right? But it is pretty modernized no matter what. Let me use this to just go max sweep to accelerate as fast as I can. You can feel it, man. It's just a lot faster in the acceleration. Of course, we are limited on the amount of sweep control, but let's see if we can pass Mach 1 easily. It's something that you barely can do when you're filled with bombs, and yeah, it's already passing. And it's continued to accelerate pretty well, right? So that's the difference, guys. This is the main difference, right? It can carry guided bombs, but also the sheer performance of it really does help for you to actually face the higher BRs that you're gonna face. And of course, the help of the AIM-9Ls will really help for you to defend while you fly. I gotta say, this is probably gonna be the fastest aircraft to get to the bases in their BR. So it is pretty cool. But yeah, guys, this is it for this to high speed. Let's go to the F-111C, which is the British one. And well, it's not really a British aircraft, right? It's Australian, but it is pretty cool no matter what. Kind of very similar, I gotta say. Uses even technically a more modern TF-30, although it doesn't feel like it produces a lot of power. I don't think that this power is correct in these stat cards. It feels like it's basically the radar of the F, but the engines of the A almost, right? So it's a different engine on the A, but it feels like it's that strong on the stat card. It's not the greatest thing ever. But yeah, it has a lot more countermeasures, 240. I don't know why. It has so many more than the British ones, the American one. And in the air-to-ground roll, it's pretty similar. The main difference here is that you cannot take the side pylon for this pylon of the AIM-9. Okay, so while in the American one, you have this extra pylon on the side here that can take the AIM-9, right? In the British one, you don't have that. So it means that if you want to take AIM-9s, you're going to lose a lot of ground in the terms of amount of weapons you take. So not only you lose the ability to carry the AIM-9, you also don't have the Maverick. So these are the problems that the C variant faces. It uses the same bombs, as you see. You know, even it doesn't have the 750, but it has the Mark 82s, Snake Eye and the normal one. It has the same PaveTech targeting pod, as you see right there, right? So it's one of those things. It loses here, it wins there. It's has more countermeasures, but if you use all the bombs, you don't have the AIM-9. So it's a little bit of a different aircraft and kind of hard to actually fly, to be honest, if you ask me. You still can take the cannon together with the AIM-9s, so it should be pretty good. So let's just fly a little bit with it, and yeah, test fly it a bit. You have a lot of fuel, man. If you don't ever take the fuel. I mean, even can take even more, but don't ever take the full fuel load on this thing. I gotta say, it's way too much. So yeah, much slower as you see. The acceleration is much slower. I don't know if he has the right engine right now. I mean, I read in some places that it's supposed to have a very similar engine to the one on the F, but if he doesn't have the newer engine, it means that it's just a modernized C on the regards of the weapon systems and not a C that got the new engines. So it would be very, very similar to the A, and it would probably even have a lower BR than the F in the future. I wouldn't doubt to see something like this, right? So yeah, of course, here we have it. The bombs, everything. Oh god, I forgot to click. I'm clicking always the wrong button. Yeah, of course. And yeah. But yeah, guys, basically this is it. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe. And yeah, guys, the F-111s, the modernized VARKS are here. Very cool aircraft. Underwhelming, I gotta say. I was expecting more guided bombs, but I just didn't do enough research to notice that they are very limited when they use the guided bombs. But it is still going to be a fast aircraft that in its BR can do very well. I just think that the Su-24 might be a better option in the terms of being able to do ground RB better, right? But yeah, guys, I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, and bye. See ya.